Hey, what's up, boys? I'm just gonna go ahead and refilm this because I deleted the entire one that I already did for this, which is unfortunate, but go ahead and turn this down a little bit. Just gonna knock these out real quick. I don't want this video to be like 20 minutes long like the last one. So I think we got like 12 CDs here. Let's see, 3, 6, 7, and like 14 CDs. But I just want to go ahead and knock out this little collection update. This will be the last collection update, probably until, I don't know, sometime in February or March or whatever. Because I'm slowing down on collecting those because it's my slow time of work and we're trying to spend money on other things. But we're just going to go ahead and knock this out real quick. First up, I'll take it out. It's a digipack. We got Brand of Sacrifice, God Hand. Got this from a friend for a decent price. I got both of these CDs for a good price from him, but it's a 3-panel. That's what she looks like. Really love the artwork on this. The CD kind of looks like an Oceano CD, like the disc itself. Of course that. And then this. I didn't hear this EP or album until I bought it, so I put it in the car and it was in the car for about a couple weeks. But favorite tracks on the album itself are probably God Hand, Begin, the first track, and Hill of Swords. Claw Marks is also really good. But anyway, overall just a great album. And I do really like Brand of Sacrifice. I've seen them 3 or 4 times live now, but I've really like them. And obviously Kyle Anderson is one of my favorite deathcore vocalists because he's definitely out there with his range and he's just a really great vocalist. So we got that. It was sealed when I got it, but obviously listening to it, so I don't like to buy CDs to keep them sealed anymore. I used to do that stuff when I was younger, but unless it's like a double or whatever, then that doesn't make a difference. But that's the first one. Brand of Sacrifice, God Hand. Next up, another Brand of Sacrifice, which is Lifeblood, of course. Favorite track on this is definitely Demon King, but after listening to it in the car, like I said, favorite tracks are still Demon King, Altered Eyes is obviously fire, Prophecy of the Falcon, which I believe has the dude from MUR in it, Frankie. And then Ruin, also with Tyler from Traders. That's also one of my favorite tracks on the EP, or the album. I have really been getting into them. I still have to get one more CD from them, or 2 more CDs. Their very first release, and then like the newer stuff that they put out. But yeah, this is definitely a great album, and they're definitely top tier in the deathcore genre when it comes to just their type of deathcore that they do. Even though I didn't really gravitate towards like the choir stuff, that's chants or whatever that's into it. And then of course like the newer stuff has like singing in it a little bit, but obviously he came from a singing project, which was the After Image. But yeah, that is this one, Lifeblood. Alright, now these are all the same band. I got these from a friend at the same time. One of my favorite bands. We have Oceano, this is Depths. And this has 2 tracks on it that I've never heard before until I heard this, and I was like, yo, what are these other tracks? I don't even remember these being on the album or anything, and they weren't because they were bonus tracks. It doesn't even have what the tracks are listed on the CD, like on the back here, which is kind of weird. So I had to look it up, and I'll put the name of the tracks, but both tracks are pretty fire. But yeah. I've been wanting to get this album forever, I've just never got around to buying it, unfortunately. But yeah, obviously heard this when it first came out, and that's pretty much when everybody found out about Oceano, after Adam joined because of District of Misery and all that stuff. But we got this one, which is probably the earliest CD in the collection, or maybe this one is, but yeah, we got Oceano Depths. Alright, next up, like I said, we got the whole Discog here. So we got Contagion, which is a 2009 release, I believe. This is also a really fantastic album when it came out. I believe it had the same lineup as as Depths, so I'm pretty sure everybody that was in the band was on the band, or in this recording as well, guitarist and drummer and everything like that. And that's back when Danny was in the band. But yeah, white CD in it. Kinda didn't expect that, but definitely a great album. Then we have this one, which is probably my least favorite of all of theirs, but definitely still a solid release. They experimented with some like cleans in this, and a lot of people didn't like that at the time. But after listening to the album, it is a pretty solid album. Open her up. All these CDs are upside down. Really like the album art on this as well. But yeah, as far as favorite tracks on this, Slow Murder, they used to play that live a lot. That's a great song. Incisions, Severed Appendages is good, and also they have a really banger instrumental, which is called Disseverance. That's a really good instrumental that I didn't know they have, even though obviously on Depths they have like Abysmal or Abysm or whatever. But yeah, they have really good instrumentals overall, just like throughout their albums. But that is Oceano Incisions. Alright, then of course we have the 2015 release, which is Ascendants. When this album came out, I was completely hooked, and I think I even did a breakdown series video on the channel for it. But just, they experimented with like a lot of atmosphere, of course, and just the guitar tone was so freaking nasty. And favorite track on this is definitely Dead Planet, which I do need to do a drum cover for eventually. But yeah, really great album. Nephilim, of course, iconic track now, just with Adam's vocals. When it comes to Adam's vocals, he definitely put the most amount of time probably into like doing more gutturals and just like expanding his range. Or when this came out, just same thing with the guitar. Like the guitar tone is stupid heavy. I think they recorded it with 8s. I don't remember the tuning it was in, but if you guys obviously know the record, then you know it's fire. But Dead Planet, The Taken, those are probably my two favorites. I'd say probably Nephilim, Dead Planet, and The Taken, and then Dawn of Descent. But yeah, they really kind of delved into the atmospheric stuff, like the atmospheric leads in the background and stuff like that, and just really did a good job on the album overall, changing their sound. And of course the album art is fire as well. A lot of these lyrics have to do with like aliens and you know, just a bunch of stuff like that, so I'm always into that as well. Alright, then we got the last one, which is kind of beat up. I might get another one of these, to be honest. This is like the worst condition one that I got from him. But this is Revelations, their 2017 album, I believe. Yeah. Like I said, when I got all these, I put all of them in the car at the same time because I have a six disc changer in the car. This is like a really thin digipack, which is kind of weird. It's kind of like a slip cover, but it's like a slip cover digipack, which is kind of weird. But that's the disc. So yeah, I'll probably get another one of these, maybe a better condition one, and just keep it sealed, and then just use this one to listen to. But just a weird, I'm not sure if they made like multiple different types of digipacks or whatever, but yeah, that is Revelations. Favorite tracks on these, The Great Tribulation, Majestic 12, Final Form is a great instrumental, Dark Prophecy, Lucid Reality. I mean, honestly, the whole album is good. Just kind of they kind of built on what the sound was from Ascendants, and just kind of made it a little bit heavier, and some more, of course, you know, dissonant leads that are like atmospheric. So really great album. Alright, my battery's got 1 bar, so hopefully we can get through these before they decide to die. But first one up is, if you guys remember these guys from MySpace times, Burning the Masses, Mind Control. He just had this for cheap, so I liked it back in the day. That's like when I first started finding out Deathcore. I found like a guitar playthrough for Cyanide. Might throw a little clip or whatever, but found that like a little playthrough back in the day, and I always thought that was cool, and just kind of got into them. I do need to get their album that came after this with Big Chocolate, but I just haven't got around to it yet. But yeah, Cyanide's my favorite track on here, of course. Nailgun Massacre is also really great, and this is just like a technical deathcore album that you don't really get anymore. So that's what the disc looks like. But yeah, it was just a cheap disc. I think I paid like $5 for it or whatever. But pretty good album. This is my newest one that I got out of the pack, which weren't included in these when I first got it, but this is Downcast from I Declare War. They were out of stock for these forever, then they had like a small batch, I guess, so I decided to get one because I only paid like $15 for it, and people on Discogs were asking like, you know, $50 or $60, which is crazy. And the disc is, or the case is broken from shipping, which is unfortunate, so I'll have to swap this out, which is kind of annoying, but yeah. Disc is the same, just has like teeth on it or whatever. But this is great, great EP. Favorite song for this is Grief for No One, and then Hypothermic. But Desperate Times is good, so is Hopeless and Dark Blur. But I'd probably say Hypothermic and Grief for No One, which are the first and second track, are probably my favorite. So yeah, hopefully this damn battery don't die on me. But let's see, we'll do these two random first since these are all the same band. We got this one, which is one of my favorite bands of all time. Escape the Fate with There's No Sympathy for the Dead. I had this in the car for like a month and a half straight. Obviously this and the album that came after this is what I grew up on basically before I started getting into like deathcore, and still go back to it very frequently to listen to all their stuff. Just Ronnie's lyrics are so good, and the music was great, and everything about the old Escape the Fate was fire. I do need to get some more metalcore CDs. That's the one thing I'm going to be doing, is focusing on buying some more metalcore albums in the future to add to the collection that I haven't had. But obviously, favorite song is on this. There's No Sympathy for the Dead and The Ransom. But As You're Falling Down and the Guillotine, which is obviously the first heavy breakdown that I heard, I think, with like gutturals in it. But yeah, it is Escape the Fate. I think I got this from Discogs for pretty cheap, but Escape the Fate, There's No Sympathy for the Dead EP. This came out in, I think it was 06, yeah, 06 on Epitaph Records. Now another old piece of like MySpace history band right here called Chainsaw Disaster. This is kind of like a repress or like a compilation from Been There Seen That. They got all their songs that they put out, which are all back here, but they basically put all their songs on one disc, since they never, I don't think, pressed any CDs. This is a MySpace era deathcore band from Brazil, and I found them when I was on LimeWire, ironically, and I found a song called Iraq, Welcome to Hell, which had like the fastest double bass that I ever heard at the time. So that's kind of what drew me in, but just like the breakdown and the vocals, I'm definitely going to throw some clips of what their music sounds like just for that old school nostalgia feel. But yeah, there's if you guys want to look at this, I'll leave like links or whatever, but there's some pretty good stuff on here. But like I said, Iraq, Welcome to Hell is definitely my favorite, and so is Death Kiss. But yeah, some really solid stuff here. So that's Chainsaw Disaster, and the CD is called Harvesting Blood. Alright, now the last ones that we can do so we can get this over with. We got Filth. This is Tales from the Gutter, which ironically has the like the cover photo from The Conjuring on it. This is when I first found them. I think this is like one of their early releases or one of their first releases. But yes, it's a really great EP. I love all Filth, but the first song I heard from them I think was Maniac. But Worm, Maniac, Insomniac, Collapse, and Desperation, they're all good tracks, and really enjoyed this release from them. Super down tempo, obviously, slow, chuggy, great vocals, and just a great album, or great EP. So that is Filth, Tales from the Gutter. Alright, we have the next one up. I'm not sure if these are in order or not, whatever, but we have Filth, The Burden of Isolation. This is the alternate cover. It's like a negative version of what the original album art is. This is a 78 out of 150, which I don't really care, but you know, whatever. This is what the original album art looks like, and then they just changed the cover to like a negative. And he had both variants, but I just grabbed this one instead. But favorite songs on this one, I don't even think they show the actual track listing on here, which is kind of annoying. Oh, And it's signed by the band here. I didn't notice that even. But yeah, I can't even tell you the tracks on here because... Oh yeah, never mind. They're right here behind the disc. I remember now. Alright, we got 7th Seal, Hedonist, Idle Hands, Deprivation, Mirrors, Gloom, Interlude, Collapse 3, Misery Love Company. Favorite songs probably Collapse number 3 and 7th Seal, but really great album as well. Same thing with the first one, down tempo, heavy, great band. Then the last one for this collection, and then I'll swap the camera around and change the battery, and then I'm going to show you one vinyl that I got, since I don't show any vinyls that I ever get because I don't really get too many of them. But we have Filth, God Has a Plan EP. I believe this one came before that one, but I'm not really sure. But yeah, the song that definitely came before, because this is Collapse number 2, so that one came after this one. But we have, I can't read these because these are backwards, but Covet, which has Adam of Oceano, which is ironic. Dark End, Collapse 2, Apparition with Trevor from Black Dahlia Murder, rest in peace. Fatalist and Libertine. Fatalist is definitely my favorite track though, and Covet with Adam as well. But this is also a different artwork, I think, on the front, because that's what I believe the original artwork looks like. So yeah, that are all the discs for this collection update, I believe. Obviously we're going to be getting some more here in the future, but for now and for the rest of the year, obviously since it's already the end of the year when I post this, we're not going to be doing any more. But let me change lenses and show you the vinyl I got after I get it down. Alright, so change the battery out. This one's also not fully charged, which is bullshit. But anyways, we got the only vinyl that I have gotten in a while. I don't really collect the vinyls or anything, but this is my favorite album of all time, which is My Better End, the Renovation, which came out in 2007, which I consider to be one of the best pieces of deathcore history. Some people call it metalcore. I call it melodic deathcore because it was kind of on the brink of both, but I think it's more of that like MySpace era deathcore. So yeah, I got this from somebody for 60 bucks, which is kind of more than I wanted to pay, but I just really needed it. I really wanted it, and I've already have 2 of the actual discs. But like I said, I don't really collect vinyls, but I wanted to get this one because, like I said, it's my favorite album of all time. So it's probably just gonna go in a frame and get it put on the wall. But yeah, I don't have a vinyl player or anything, so I have about 5 or 6 vinyls, which I might do like an update after I get another one maybe. But yeah, we have the track listing here with, I believe, all the lyrics as well, which is fire. So yeah, but just wanted to do that last piece of merch that I got, or things to add to the collection. Alright guys, so that is the end of the collection video. I guess I'll see you guys next year for some more, but like I said, it probably won't be for a few months, because I just do them after I get, like, 10 or so CDs just to throw in a collection update. So yeah, thanks for watching all the videos this year. If you guys haven't checked out the other ones, I think I've done 3 this year. If I can get this thing in here. But yeah, that's all the discs, and check out the other ones, and thanks for watching as always. There we go. Peace.